seems to sense that you are there. It begins to struggle against the breeze, trying to direct itself homeward. Woo! I did it! Get the experience. Yeah! Site of a battle, though not a recent one. The bones of the defeated have been left to dry in the sun as a warning to intruders. You notice the bodies are human-shaped, but they were short and hunched over with claws and fangs. In fields. Hey, a store. Extremely cheap. Nice. I approve. Thank you. What about this guy? Someone has set up a small trading post here, not far from Nethergate. Lots of tracks on the ground. It seems to be rather popular. The sign out front reads Gon's Trading Post. Look at the entrance. See a young man of the Brigantes tribe. He's missing most of his teeth, but otherwise seems to be in good health. He's making some torches. This was began. You could do some shopping. If you're in a sinister mood, you could loot the place, although such an act may have very nasty results in the long run. I'm going to do some shopping, because I'm not a jerk. Ooh, unshackling crystals are nice. What do they do again? Cures mind control on the whole group. Piercing crystal. Oh, those are very good. That's the only way to get rid of magic barriers early on. Woad. Huh. Sure. Get some woad. Woad paint is pretty cool. Also, I can sell stuff to this guy like this. And this. And this and this. And this. I will buy that piercing crystal. That's very important. You are a crow, aren't you? Yes, you are. First aid kit? Ooh, unlimited first aid kits. How many does she have now? 9? Well, we should be set then. And torch is about mid-level light source. We have a piercing crystal. Can't use it on the world map. I want to get rid of these pants. I'm already wearing pants. Let's return this scroll to the chief, and we'll probably be told to give it to the druid. Hey! Return to the home of Cartimus. Proudly present him with the contract. Looks at it, turns it upside down, turns it over again, shakes his head. Makes no sense to me. Hands the contract to the warrior. Take it to Ceridwen. See what she says. While you wait for the warrior's return, Cartimus gives you good wine and regales you with tales of his many amazing exploits in combat. After an hour, the warrior returns without the contract and speaks quietly with Cartimus for a short time. Chieftain looks you over, thinking carefully. I am a warrior, not a diplomat. Secrets are not my business. Yet I can't tell you everything. I know everything I know. I can only tell you this. Our people have been offered a great opportunity. We may be able to cleanse our fair isle of the Roman scourge. To bring this about, we need to recover 3 peculiar items and deliver them to... I can't say where. First, we need to get something called the Skull of Stone. It's in a place called Goagnar, that place we looked at earlier but didn't go in. Southwest corner of Shadowvale. Beware, however, Goagnar is home to the foulest of creatures, the Fomorians. Cardamus stands tall and proud. We have our chance now, the chance to regain our power and our freedom. That is why we are sending you to Goagnar to steal the skull. We will stay back here, harrying the Romans of Shadow Valley Fort, keeping them from interfering with you. Before any of this happens, however, we need to appropriate to the gods. Go to your quarters and sleep for the night. Tomorrow we will have a sacrifice. And then your quest can truly begin. Sucks to be those prisoners, huh? Warrior in his mid-twenties, chained to a rock. His chest and arms bear many small scars. He looks very worried. Ask his name. I am Clonok. Says his voice is quiet, you can barely hear it. Why are you chained to a rock? Jake said, my journey has come to an end here. I have fought and slain for many years. And my friend Fergus and I were caught on a raiding mission. You shouldn't have been stealing people's cows then. It's Fergus. Fergus still denies what we were doing. But I know that no mercy awaits us. Why not tell the truth? What sort of raiding mission? Yep, stealing livestock from other tribes. Frickin' cattle raiders. Could be more noble and traditional activity for a warrior, he sighs. Ah, well. Only Mugain can save us now, and that's not likely. How can Mugain help you? Gain is the druid they set to guarding us. She feeds us and is fairly kind, as these things go. However, she's not going to free us. He thinks, well, you could ask her to free us prisoners, but I don't want to die if I can avoid it. He turns away. You don't make a compelling argument. Cattle raiders are bad. The miserable brigand is chained to a boulder by thick chains, links of iron. Some flecks of blue war paint are still visible on his chest and arms. I am called Fergus. He has a Welsh accent. He's a fair distance from his home. Why are you chained to a rock? I'm a warrior, a brave one. I fought Romans for many a year. I'm not a brigand no matter what they say. And why do they think you're a brigand? Connacht and I were hiding in those sheep pens from the Romans. We were trying to keep from being seen. We weren't going to steal any of those sheep. Oh, okay, they're sheep raiders. Still bad. It's hard enough to get sheep in that game. No matter what anyone says. But, that Mugain, she's going to sacrifice us. She's, from our land, but she's not going to lift a finger to stop it. She's guarding us. What can I do about Mugain? Please help us? Talk to Mugain. She's a kind woman. Ask her about freeing the prisoners. Please give us some mercy. Eventually his whimpering and begging grow tiresome. You walk away. See you later. We've already talked to you. I'm not really sure I want to free them. Soon the sacrifice. That's right. Sits by the fire. What are your duties here? Perform many tasks, services, question. Sort of difficult situation. I think I read all this before. Think of the chieftain. I don't actually know how to get to that conversation option. Hey, guy. How much money do I have currently? Nah, I think I'm just gonna let them get sacrificed. That seems to be the optimal course for me. What do you got? That would be a big upgrade. Not too expensive, but kind of saving up for magic training, which is pretty pricey. Learning piercing magic is the most important thing, but that's not an option for quite a while. Anything else I can do for you? There is. Since you're going to be traveling Shadowvale, there is something I want you for. There have been omens, portents. A new power has come to the Vale. It's not part of the fairy folk or the new contract. It's a new power. Unpredictable, dangerous. When you're able to cross to the western half of Shadowvale, we can speak of it further. Okay? Quicksilver feed is haste, I think. Well, let's go take a nap, why don't we? Who are you? Are you the hunter? Yes, you are. Let's rest. You lie down and try your best to sleep. It's not easy to rest considering the loud sounds of chopping wood and other construction coming from the northeast corner of town. Even when you do sleep, you don't get any rest. Your dreams are filled with images of the 3 Crones who imprisoned you, watching and pursuing you. Eventually, even more exhausted than when you awoke. You rise, or when you went to sleep, you rise. I think that's a typo. You can still hear something happening in the northeast corner of town. Well, let's go find out what it is. My goodness. You reach the northeastern hill. After a long, frenzied session of construction, there now stands a crude human figure made of wood and straw, about 20 feet high. Solid wooden cage in the chest. As soon as you arrive, the villagers start to gather around. The burning of a wicker man is a rare and auspicious event, certainly not something to be missed. When Chief Cartimus arrives, you are taken to a position of honor, and it begins. The prisoners are brought out of the nearby hut by Mugain. They're in a daze. They've been drugged. The 3 men are taken to the top of the hill, one at a time, shoved into the cage in the chest. In you go. That'll teach you to raid sheep. Or cattle. No raiding allowed. Cormac, the druid who sent you to the goblin pits, chants and prepares. The prisoners are in place. His chanting and singing reaches a crescendo. In ecstatic daze, he goes over to Mugain, who hands him a lit torch. Without any delay, he walks to the wicker man and sets the dry straw at its base on fire. Then he resumes singing and asks the gods for their favor during your quest. The flames consume the figure and the men inside. You watch, stunned. This is an ancient ritual. You've always known of it. Having it performed directly in front of you, with the heat of the flames in your face, for your benefit, is overwhelming. Then suddenly the flames flash blue, green, and double in intensity. After a long, horrifying keen comes from the air around you. Then suddenly, there are 3 figures standing on the hill in front of the wicker man. 3 Crones who imprison you. One is looking directly at you. She extends a finger. You rejected our hospitality. You let our prisoners out. You defy our wishes. You must pay. We will not condone the craven escape of the Sidhe. You don't know what she means by that. We will do all to prevent it. They chose to obey you. They chose you striplings as their envoys. That means you must pay. Rude. The back of your right hand feels warm. You see a sooty stain on your skin. You try to wipe it off, but the mark is under the skin. We curse you! The Crones cry in unison. Your muscles will be weak, your mind slow. Your legs will move as if mired in mud. Your thoughts will be in the shadows. When death comes, it will be a blessing to you. From now on, nothing you attempt shall be achieved without great difficulty and pain. And sure enough, you start to feel weaker. It's as if the sooty mark is slowly draining your energy. This is your punishment for your defiance. As long as we live, you shall not succeed. They cackle. The final burst of flame from the Wicker Man engulfs them. The fire quickly dies down, and they are gone without a trace. Dazed by the speed of the events, you stumble away from the scene of carnage. Practically everyone in Nethergate is staring at you. Many of them look frightened of you. Most of them keep looking at the dark marks on your hands. They start to walk away quickly, careful not to come anywhere near you. Chief Cardamus returns to his hut with only a brief glance at you. After a moment, he turns and says, This is passing strange. Perhaps you should come see me. As he keeps walking south, you see another person watching you at the entrance to the stockade you haven't seen before. It's a wise woman, bent and twisted with age and arthritis. She looks at you with interest and walks south. Soon you are nearly alone by the ashes of the Wicker Man. You look down at the curse marks and feel weakened and confused. Now not only do you have a quest, but you have a vicious curse as well. Lucky me. Hi? Wonder if the cow has any advice. Keep from looking at the curse marks on your hands. They fear someone who is cursed in front of them. It's unfortunate, but grimly understandable. Well, let's go talk to her. You meet the woman you saw right after the burning of the Wicker Man. She's quite old for a woman in this village, at least in her 30s. Although age and arthritis have had their way with her, she sits by the fire, bent and still. When she looks up at you, you see that her body is worn, but her mind is bright. Ah, yes, the chosen ones, the cursed ones. Come and speak with me. I can help you. Help is good. You meet Ceridwen. She spends most of the time sitting in her hut. She's barely in her 30s, but her legs have been worn down by age. She's not a druid, but her wisdom and knowledge are still prized by Cardamus. I'm Ceridwen. She makes it brief. Make things brief. I have much to think upon. Age has clearly worn away her patience. It is only the attention of the hags that has made you of interest to me. What are you doing here? A wise woman. I watch and advise. I also know much of the Sidhe. You are thought to be wise? She laughs bitterly. Wise, yes. That's what they say, all right. A wise old woman. I'm tired of hearing it, and yet that's what they have me calling myself now. Do you really know what's going on? I know all that's happening here. I met with the Sidhe. I know of the contract. I know about your mission. I also know about the curse that has been laid upon you by the 3 Crones. I want to know more about the Crones. They are old, vicious, and proud. They have been powers in Shadow Vale since beyond our memory. Once, though, they were benevolent to our kind. We don't know why their mood has changed, or why they placed a curse upon you. When did the mood change? The mood of all the Sidhe has changed in recent years. The presence of humans affects them, makes them erratic, easy to anger, confused. Perhaps it has something to do with the contract. Can you help me with the curse? She looks at the gray mark on your hand. Yes, it's a curse, all right. Serves you right for poking your noses where they don't belong. I suppose you'd better get it removed if you don't want to. If you don't, it will make you weaker, and you'll have all sorts of troubles. What sort of trouble could the Crone curse cause? That sort of curse makes those close to you fear you, and whenever you try to do something, you have worse odds of succeeding. It's a nasty sort of curse, one that is best to remove quickly. How would you remove it? I can't remove the curse. I don't know how. I can't do everything, you know. I'll tell you where you should go. The Fairy Bazaar. The Sidhe there can do about anything. Where is it? Fairy Bazaar is a place where all are welcome to trade and bargain. A marvelous place. It's far to the northwest of Venarium. If you ask around, someone is sure to know how to remove the curse. What's Venarium? It's a village at the west end of Shadowvale. Be careful there. Lots of Romans. But lots of our people as well. Many valuable goods for sale. Huh. Can you teach me any magic? I'm no druid. I'm no fairy. I have no magic. I have a greater weapon. I can think clearly and plan, like Romans do. Where do I learn magic? Talk to Cormac, or travel west and find Venarium. The Fairy Bazaar. Don't pester me. Yes, ma'am. Well, let's talk to Cardamus. Shakes his head. Cardamus shakes his head. It seems that there are many powers who are opposing us in our efforts to recover the 3 artifacts. Matters not. The rewards are too compelling for us to resist. Your mission remains the same. Curses or no. Go to Goagnar at the northwest corner of Shadowvale and battle the Formorians and return the stone skull to me. Huh. Really? With the curse. Okay. Should I get the curse removed first, or should I go deal with the Formorians? He's not very helpful. What about you? Any advice? This mission, you're going to Goagnar. That place will be very dangerous to you. For there you'll have to fight the Formorians. Tell me more. Recall the stories of your childhood. The Formorians lived on this isle until we arrived many generations ago. The heroes of our people slew them and drove the others into the underworld. Shakes his head. There is much hard feeling, but there is little hope for peace. Is there no hope for peace? Of course, there's always hope. We have not seen a Formorian for ages. Perhaps some of them have made their peace with us. If you meet Formorians who seem willing to speak with you, you should not pass up the opportunity. Okay, that's something to take note of later. I like cows. I don't care what that kid says. Well, guys, that was an interesting turn of events, don't you think? Cursed now. That's unfortunate, but nothing for it, I guess. Oh, hey. Sweet. You have the stats I want you to have. And then we can go back to weaponry skills, because all you're going to be good at is hitting things. Why does she have a point of Berserker? Get all these up to 4. Alright. Well, guys, I will talk to you later on, alright? Y'all take care, and I will see you next time. How long was I going for anyway? Whew, that was a while. Bye-bye, guys. I'll see you later.